see dead people.
Hello and welcome to A Grown Man Talks About His Hyperfixations. Today's topic is toys. I have loved toys my whole life, had a bunch as a kid, and going into my adult years, this hobby has taken a toll on me financially. I got me some Grails, Figuart Saiyaman, love my imagination works Luffy, Sentinel Conti from Fooly Cooly. Not much of a domestic figure guy, but I did a bit of hunting to get this Marvel Legends movie Venom. I have a ton I want to add to my collection, but the banks won't let me open up any more credit cards. Before I continue, I have to do this. I'm so sorry. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And if you want to be even more supportive, I have a Patreon and I have YouTube membership. I promise you that money will not go to more figures, but to help keep the lights on in the studio. And by studio, I mean my apartment. Right now, Dragon Ball Z takes up a majority of my collection, but I remember as a kid, I had the entire Ben 10 Alien roster, except for Heat Blast. Like, dude, I had Upchuck, but I could never get number 1. They were solid pieces of plastic. The sculpting was top notch and the paint was always on point, though I do have memories of chewing on these little black stripes and them coming off. I'm sure that hasn't affected me at all. The articulation was hit or miss depending on the character. Like, Forearms had knees and elbows, but then you got Upgrade who just had shoulder swivels and leg kicks, even though the damn product pictures had knees. One day I'd love to get the whole collection, but not happening anytime soon with these prices. Kind of funny that as I grew up, I moved from one Bandai line to another, with my collection now being mostly made out of SH Figuarts. Why did I say it like that? I guess even back then, I knew that Americans sucked at making good toys. The two heavy hitters we have here in the States is Hasbro and McFarlane Toys. The former has the Marvel Legends line, and this has always been hit or miss with me. The sculpt is alright, paint ranges from competent to pretty yucky, and articulation is passable. You know, I'm always going through waves of hating on this figure line to making a list of toys that I need. I guess I lack vision because I see some of these toy photographers out there making these cheap pieces of plastic look absolutely gorgeous. Now, on the other hand, you have McFarlane Toys. I guess I don't see the vision. They just look so stiff and muddy with ugly paint. Barely any accessories, if any at all, and don't get me started on their anime line. These My Hero Academia toys are so bad, bro. How did these get released? And this isn't to say Bandai doesn't have any stinkers. If you've been to a store lately, I'm sure you've seen these anime heroes. They got Naruto, new in line is JJK, but the most that I've seen is from One Piece. No duh, One Piece is my baby, so of course it brings me joy seeing products of this show in stores here in the States. But what the fuck is this? I'm gonna use this Sanji figure for example. The sculpt is god-awful. Deadass built like a Roblox character. And look at the head, just some mushy mess that isn't helped by this cheap paint job. I'd give them the point for accessories, but what the hell am I looking at here? Spilled ketchup? Good luck putting him in any action pose because the articulation is laughable. I can just imagine the product photographer sweating, trying to get Sanji to stay in any pose. Let's compare it to the new-ish SH Figuarts Sanji. Bandai just revived their One Piece line, and if I'm being honest, I think they look a little mid, but they're showing promise as they continue the line, and I just can't say no to a man in a suit. Gay! The build has him a bit thicker in the body than I'd like, but he's at least proportionate. The sculpt is fantastic, more detail, especially in the hair, and the paint job has Sanji's likeness down pat. The sculpt on Diable Jambe foot. The sculpt on the Diable Jambe foot is beautiful with the extra calf with a color gradient. Insane. And of course, going to the articulation, this man can move. You can slap him in a ton of Sanji poses. Super great toy. The elephant gun in the room is that this figure is $70 while this one is around $20. But my argument is this: unless you're a little baby child in the toy aisle right now begging your mommy to buy you this toy, why not just wait? Yes, it's more money. Yes, you can get a figure of an anime character that you want right now, but for just a little bit more time, you can get a far superior figure that will be far more fulfilling than this garbage. Now, not every series is gonna have this luxury. Going back to MHA, if you want a competent figure, you're gonna have to drop a pretty penny for one of these amazing Yamaguchi guys. On one hand, it is a crazy price, but on the other, these are crazy figures. I only have All Might, but I gotta say, this is my favorite figure line of all time. Bars. Yamaguchi has articulation that puts every company to shame. They do have detractors whining about gaps, how they're hard to pose, and they look a little awkward in neutral stances, but listen, I bought a posable figure to pose. And man, can this guy pose.
Ow!
Not to mention, they're pumping out character after character, making this line the biggest for MHA. And listen, I don't even like the damn show, but that Bakugo and Kirishima, fuck! I want them so bad. Not only that, but they also have Marvel and DC, so there's no point in even buying these American pieces of garbage. While other companies have little children building your favorite heroes, others say, nah, you build your own damn toy. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one who grew up with K'NEX, Tinker Toys, Lincoln Log. Hey, this guy's got jokes. LEGO has been the cornerstone of everyone's childhood. Whether it's building a sick-ass Star Wars ship or slapping some random blocks together and calling it a day, we've all played with Legos at least one point in our lives. Fuck. I'm getting so choked up about Legos. My favorite thing wasn't the lines based off of movies and heroes. No, I loved the Lego original stories. Y'all remember Aqua
Raiders.
Or fucking Space Police? Power Miners? Ugh! They were so cool. These lines were so innovative and fun. Some having like comics or animated shorts that built upon the lore. The character designs and the builds themselves were so interesting and fun. And the fact that they're still creating new stuff and not just license sets is so cool. But can somebody tell me why the fuck Lego is so expensive? Like, okay, the Daily Bugle for $350. I guess I can get why it's priced like that. But why the fuck is Peppa Pig's Playhouse 40 bucks? I want a Lego set so badly, but in this economy, hell no, okay? I'm gonna resort to buying this knockoff Breaking Bad RV Lego set off of Amazon, okay? Fuck you, Sweden. Sweden is Lego, right? Hold on. What country made Lego? Fuck you, Denmark. I retract my fuck you to Sweden. You guys made IKEA. You're cool in my book. Should have checked that before recording. Oh well. Now, I'm sorry to be a Japanese dick rider here, but they got the buildable toys down with Gundam. During the pandemic, I became obsessed with building these little robot guys, and if I'm being honest, they're better than Lego. Now, a majority of the sets require tools, specifically these little clippers, and if you want to get fancy, you can buy a sander to clean up the nubs. But for as low as 10 bucks, you get this epic little robot guy, which is higher quality than a majority of the toys that are double the price. And that's just talking about dinky ass high grades. Bump up the price and you get a more detailed and intricate design with the real grades. For a little more, you double the size with a master grade. And for less than the Daily Bugle, you can get the almighty perfect grade. This is 1/60th scale. These guys are big, and some come with like crazy light up features. Now, some of these builds do take a while, but bro, it is so satisfying when you're done. There's not as much variety in Gunpla compared to Lego, but lately there have been model kits for characters like Goku or Denji, so the market is expanding. Bro, they even got like One Piece ships out there, okay? It's pretty cool. And once again, I gotta mention the price. It is so crazy how little you have to pay for something so high quality. Don't settle for less, which is what I tell people when they have the gall to get excited about the new Funko Pop they bought. These things are the bane of my existence. Honestly, this whole video could just be a rant about them. So the easy part first, they're just statues. I know, not everybody wants articulated figures. Parts are tiny and losable, you got gaps, sometimes you just want a cool statue of your favorite character, and sometimes they're cheaper than the articulated ones. Okay, I get it. But for the same price as these detailed, handcrafted pieces of art, you get this. Now, not to get too liberal on this video about toys, but
Funko Pops are the representation of overconsumption in our capitalist society.
I can only imagine how many landfills are filled with these guys. You go to like any bargain store and you will see aisles just stacked with Funko Pop figures that no one will or ever will buy. I get sick seeing people clamoring to get this entire collection from a piece of media they sorta enjoy, their walls filled with their horrible financial decision. You Google toy store near me and the pictures are just Funko Pops. They're not toys. And the worst of all is you can't escape them. It's not just anime and manga. It's cartoons, it's movies, it's TV shows, brands, musicians, actors, athletes, original characters, fucking politicians. You invite a babe over, you think she's gonna be impressed by her Funko Pop wall? Okay, she's not gonna care about your SH Figuarts collection, but the homies are gonna love it. All that being said, I did bid for this buffed Chopper Funko Pop figure, Look at him, he's so funny. The boom of online shopping has definitely changed the game when it comes to buying figs. Granted, it's probably because I'm an adult now and I know where to look, but I feel like growing up, there was really only eBay. But now you got like a number of import pages. Ninden Games, sponsor me. Domestics like Big Bad Toy Store, also sponsor me. Streaming sites selling figures. Crunchyroll? Gaming sites. Fuck you, GameStop. I waited months for my Miles Morales Sentinel figure while everybody was out there taking pictures with them. Okay? Never again. I see the appeal of getting something instantly. As a kid, I'd always bust open the toys as soon as I got in the car. I just couldn't wait, okay? I love opening up boxes. It's sick. But placing that order, checking the tracking every day, running home out of fear that your package will get stolen, and opening it after months of waiting, I think that beats settling for some cheaply made piece of garbage or a soulless product made from pure greed. Though I wish companies had some sort of like MCU timeline that showed what properties or characters that they're going to tackle next, because there's nothing worse than putting it in a pre-order just for them to reveal another character that you want the next week, and now you got to put in another pre-order, and you already got 5 afterpays, and they're closing on the house, and you're gonna get evicted soon. I want to use this last little bit to talk about figures on my wish list and figures that I would love to see in the future. SH Figuarts, as I mentioned, has started their One Piece line, but before that, there was the Variable Action Heroes. They have a ton of characters, which is super sick, and I've had Sabo on my wish list for a while now. His design fits an articulated figure like this so well, and I hope to get him one day, but the top of my list is this pre-time skip Zoro. Likeness, proportions, everything is just wow. But that price is insane, and there are so many bootlegs floating around. I do not want to get burned. I'm gonna come out and say this. I'm not a Demon Slayer fan, and I tend not to get figures from properties that I don't care about. But when there's a good-looking toy, I just can't help myself. Why didn't anybody tell me my beanie was completely sideways? Guys, come on. I thought we were a team here. The BuzzMod line is the best Demon Slayer toys out there. The price is high, but I think that it is well worth it. So there's the Figma, McFarlane, Ultimate Legends, and coming up SH Figuarts, but they all don't match the quality of BuzzMod. I think the biggest thing is having the kimonos be soft goods versus plastic. It opens up the articulation, allowing you to get some amazing poses without having to worry about weird gaps in the cloth. My favorite being Inosuke. This man can move. Sentinel is one of my favorite companies out there, specifically with their Spider-Verse line, but the figures I want most from them is from Dorohedoro. Now, one thing that they've done that I hate is add Nikaido and Noi, which artificially inflates the price because, technically speaking, you're getting 2 figures. Hell, I'd be down to get the girls too if they were articulated, but them just being statues is kind of just a spin in the face. But I gotta say, the biggest grail that I hope to get one day is the Dynactions Omnimon. Or Omegamon, whichever one you choose. I've loved the Digimon movie since I was a little kid, and this figure is beautiful. It's articulated, comes with a mini tie and mat, and the cape is wired so you can pose it. Ah, this thing is so beautiful. I not only need the money, but the space. This guy is massive. All right, so dream figures. I want an articulated Mob Psycho 100 figure line. This is my #1 anime of all time. I think Good Smile, Figma are really good at making cute figures, so I'll give it to them. Listen, I know I keep on bringing up One Piece, but they would kill with an amazing Yamaguchi line, the amazing Yamaguchi. The amazing posing mixed with One Piece. It's a match made in heaven. I think Soul Eater needs some figures. I mean, they all have amazing designs and sick-ass weapons. Why hasn't anyone done this yet? Give them to Sentinel, because they do more indie anime. I wish there was a good Sonic figure. There have been some through the years. This modern Jakks Pacific one is all right, but I just really wish there was something else. And lastly, there's been a ton of Ninja Turtles figures. I think the Revoltech line for the 2012 3D animated show looks really cool, but with the more interesting and out there designs of Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I would love to see a line from that show, or even the new movie Mutant Mayhem. Though buying all 4 brothers sounds like a financial nightmare. Anyways, I like toys. I used to be a little embarrassed about it, but now I don't care, you know. It's a hobby. Everyone's got hobbies, right? At least if I want, I can just shove all these guys in the closet, okay? Try hiding that wall of Funko Pops, loser. Okay, I'm being a bit mean. You can like what you like. I just think that there's better stuff out there.